rideshare drivers targeted. Next at 7, a citywide robbery spree happening at least 20 times. The scheme police say thieves are using to swipe their money. Plus, a law firm sues a trial attorney for what's called quiet quitting, but she claims it's just retaliation. Next at 7.
Allowed, even though you may not end their homelessness. That's what sandwiches. I'll get you hot chocolate too.
A classroom whiz at Notre Dame, he studied philosophy and theology, then Harvard Medical School.
You know what? People would look at that and say, why the hell is that guy out here?
You know, I don't know exactly how to answer that. I was lucky to be thrown into it and lucky that it hit the right nerves for me.
And lucky for the patients of the Boston Health Care for the Homeless program he helped build. The envy of...
There are more ways than ever to watch News 4 New York when you want. Just look for the NBC New York News Channel on Roku, Samsung TV Plus, and Peacock. Streaming 24/7, News 4 on your schedule on the NBC New York News Channel.
Be prepared and ready with Today in New York. Time and temperature is brought to you by Raymour & Flanigan. Surround yourself with what you love.
Crooked passengers, the new scheme targeting Uber and Lyft drivers, how the city is trying to pump the brakes on this alarming crime pattern. Plus,
don't tell me about no separation of church and state. State is the body, church is the heart. You take the heart out of the body dies.
Mayor Adams drawing new backlash tonight after doubling down on his thoughts about the separation of church and state. But first, after a spring-like day out there, winter is making a comeback. The storm now closing in on our area. We thank you so much for joining us tonight at 7. I'm Natalie Pasquarello. We have been on quite the weather ride. Now we're tracking snow, sleet, and rain. Storm Team 4's Janice Huff joining us now. Janice.
Well, we're watching the storm moving in across the southern plains. We've got severe weather now approaching Dallas and tornado warnings in the Arklatex area. That's Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, where they meet. Our weather's quiet for now. This all moves in during tomorrow afternoon, and we're talking about accumulating snow north and west with some ice, maybe a brief mixing in the city, but it's mainly rain and along the coast and gusty winds. Right now over Rockefeller Plaza, some folks enjoying a bit of skating before the bad weather gets here. 49 degrees, so it's still very mild. We were up in the 50s today. We'll have a few clouds in and out for the rest of this evening, but no bad weather to speak of through the night nor tomorrow morning. As you can see, we start out in the mid to upper 30s with some sunshine, but it does get cloudier throughout the day. By the evening into Saturday, north and west, that's where you'll see the accumulating snow and the slick roads. For the city and parts of Connecticut, the lower Hudson Valley, we'll have a brief mixing, but then it's mostly rain, so maybe some slushy roads over northern New Jersey. And for coastal areas, 1 to 2 inches of rain, and yes, coastal flooding with wind gusts to 50 miles per hour. I'll time all of that out for you coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Janice, thanks. We will see you real soon. New warnings tonight that involve a citywide crime spree that targets our Uber and Lyft drivers. Police say thieves are convincing the drivers to let them use their phones, then stealing the phones, and then transferring money out of the drivers' bank accounts. News 4's Melissa Colorado has more on this scheme from Long Island City. In Queens, a suspected killer in disguise has been arrested and charged in a murder that's gone unsolved for years. Police say this surveillance video shows a man wearing traditional Hasidic clothing shooting and killing a man in Ozone Park back in September of 2021. Detectives say the man in the video is Ron Reeder, and his clothing was a ruse. Well, now he's in custody. Police say Reeder was arrested last week at his apartment in Teaneck, New Jersey on drug and identity theft charges. Right now, it's not clear what led police to him or any possible motive in the killing. Mayor Eric Adams is stirring up some more talk over his comments on church and state. The mayor appearing to suggest there shouldn't be a separation between the two. Now he's doubling down on the comments amid backlash from some groups. News 4 Government Affairs reporter Melissa Russo has more tonight.
If you want to be an atheist, that's fine.
Mayor Eric Adams says he's not trying to preach, but he does want New Yorkers to pray.
I'm calling for all of us to do something I believe we need to do. It's time to pray. I would not be the mayor of the city of New York if it wasn't that God saw something in me.
The mayor says it's nothing more.
A report.
All right, Danny Sabelos, thank you. That concludes our coverage of the verdict, the guilty verdict against Alec Murdaugh. We'll have much more this evening on Nightly News, wherever you live, and of course, NBC News Now. I'm Lester Holt in New York. Good day.
All right, coming back from that special report, a very quick verdict in the murder trial of Alec Murdaugh, guilty of murdering his wife and son. We're going to have much more on that coming up, and also a lot more local news ahead at 7. We'll be right back. Mayor Adams is stirring up some more talk over his comments on church and state. The mayor appearing to suggest that there shouldn't be a separation between the two. Well, now he's doubling down on the comments amid backlash from some groups. News 4 Government Affairs reporter Melissa Russo has more now. In New Jersey, Nadia Kaff, a family law attorney from Wayne, will become the next Muslim woman to serve as a state Superior Court judge in New Jersey. She will also become the first judge to wear a hijab and Islamic headscarf on the bench. She joins 2 other Muslim women on the Superior Court bench. She will serve in Passaic County. All right, we have a lot of changes in the weather department ahead as we toss things over to Storm Team 4's Janice South.
Well, one of those changes was today. The temperatures were in the 50s. That's where we want to start, to let everybody know just how warm did it get today. Well, it was 54 in New York City and 57 in Newark, but we saw these temperatures spread around the tri-state, from Toms River to Spring Lake, up to Bridgeport, over to Eastport, Poughkeepsie, you were in the mid-50s, as well as Sussex, all the way out to Allentown, a high of 56 today. Well, it'll be a different story tomorrow. We're down in the 40s, but these are average highs for Friday and Saturday, back up to near 50 the first part of next week, and then cooling off a little bit, but nothing dreadfully cold, no Arctic air in the forecast. We have a few clouds right now streaming in from that moisture that will eventually bring us a combination of rain, ice, and snow by this time tomorrow night. Across the boroughs, the temperatures are still mild. Staten Island, the Queens, and Brooklyn all right around 50 degrees. Same thing in the Bronx with a north wind at 8 miles per hour. In the city right now, we're seeing a temperature of 49, and we'll stay in the 40s until about midnight and then drop to the 30s, but staying above freezing. As you can see, it's dry all night long. Nothing coming our way until tomorrow afternoon's commute. This is 3 o'clock, and we'll start to see some light snow moving into eastern Pennsylvania, and that will spread north into the Hudson Valley with some ice behind that. Mainly rain for the city. It's coming in around this time, if not a little later, and that rain could be heavy at times overnight in these dark red areas. North of I-84, there will be quite a bit of snow piling up through the night, and then things move out Saturday morning. Still a little bit of icing left over in the higher elevations and parts of the Hudson Valley, but all this will taper off to snow flurries by 10:30 in the morning, and then it's moving out for the rest of the weekend. So where will you see the most snow? Farther to the north. In the northern counties, Poughkeepsie over to Liberty, across these counties, 3 to 5, maybe 5 to 8 inches of snow. A lot less as you go farther south, and there will be some ice or sleet mixed in with that amount that piles up. Winds are going to be fierce on Friday night, early Saturday morning. We'll see gusts near 50 miles an hour, and that will produce some serious coastal impacts as the water is pushed on shore up to 2.5 feet above ground, and 2 to 4 foot waves at the coast too, and some roads may get washed over and be closed. 35 for our low tonight, breezy, chilly, and dry. 45 is the high temperature tomorrow. The rain and ice and snow move in the evening. Like I said, it's mainly rain for the city, and then clouds and maybe some leftover showers Saturday morning. It's all moved out by Saturday afternoon, and Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, highs are right around 50. Natalie, back to you.
Look at the 50s. All right, Janice, thanks for that. We're going to have more news for it at 7 right after the break.
The stars of Daisy Jones and the Six. Y'all look so rock and roll right now. And we're taking it to music school.
Step into my classroom.
Tomorrow at 3 on NBC4 New York.
In Egypt, researchers discovered a hidden tunnel under the Great Pyramid of Giza. Using modern technology, including ultrasound measurements and ground-penetrating radar, they found a corridor measuring 30 feet with 5 chambers. Archaeologists believe it might have been used to relieve the weight of the massive pyramid. They hope it'll lead to other discoveries at that site. Pretty neat. All right, that's going to do it for us right now on News 4 at 7. Access Hollywood is up next. We hope to see you right back here for News 4 New York at 11. Have a great night. We'll see you soon.
Time and Temperature is brought to you by Raymore & Flanigan. Surround yourself with what you love.